Triathlon is one of the world's most grueling sporting events. It consists of a 1.5K swim, a 40K bike ride, and a 10K run. That's one tough race right there. However, today, the world's shortest triathlon is being held right here in Beijing. It's a competition where everyone can participate and finish. Just exactly what's going on? Let's go find out. Despite an early afternoon storm, the annual Beijing International Minithalon is about to get underway. This year, more than 50 mini-athletes from 10 countries came here for this fun-filled day. Just what in the world is minithalon? The mini-athletes start off in the pool and the competition begins with a 17.5-meter swim. In a race that usually finishes in less than 2 minutes, it makes taking an early lead and getting the minor details right and quickly so vital and so important. After getting out of the pool, they head up toward the tunnel, but not before putting on their sneakers and helmets. At the bike transition area, they jump on their bikes and trek the 288-meter loop around the hotel. It is the longest out of the 3 disciplines in today's event, and also the longest out of the 3 in a full-distance triathlon. And the final leg finishes off with a 42-meter dash toward the finish line. In the women's division, Amy Demon was the early favorite after winning the preliminary round in dominating fashion by leading from the get-go and crossing the finish line without a competitor in sight. Meanwhile, Erin Henshaw, the other pre-race favorite, was all smiles and looking confident and ready as ever. In the women's semis, there was no weak swimmer in the pack, but it was still Amy taking the early lead out of the pool, with Erin closely behind. After the biking portion of the race, Amy maintained her lead as she sprinted toward the finish, and Erin ran into a bit of trouble, but was able to hold off for a 3rd-place finish, still good enough to book her a place in the final. In the men's competition, it was Li Jian and the 6'6" Chris Birdie hailing from Calgary, Canada, being the 2 favorites. They both won their qualifying rounds with the 2nd-place finisher nowhere to be seen. Then in the first of the 2 semifinals, the 2 favorites were joined in the same heat, while Li Jian got the better out of Chris in the pool and jumped up to an early lead on the biking portion of the race. However, that didn't last for long as Chris redeemed himself on the final sprint and advanced to the final as a group winner, while Li Jian got 2nd. But it seems like finishing 2nd was part of Li Jian's battle plan.
The key is don't give it all during the qualifying rounds. Spare just enough to make it to the finals and then go all out in the final race.
In the 2nd semifinal race, we witnessed a tense battle for the chance to advance, as William Wang was in the lead after the biking leg, but slowed down and fell as he dashed toward the finish. He quickly got up and limped home with only 1 shoe on, but he missed out qualifying for the finals. Now back in the women's final, the 2 odds-on favorites had different mindsets.
A little bit nervous. We've already we've already done the competition twice, so I'm a little bit tired and a little bit nervous, but I'm excited.
Just to have a bit of fun and get a sense of what it's like to do a longer triathlon, since I'll be doing one in about a month.
The final was off to a fast start with Amy taking a lead in the inside lane. Erin followed closely behind, knowing exactly what she has to do before her strength, the final sprint, comes along. Meanwhile, I took the camera off the tripod. As the mini-athletes sprinted toward their bikes, I made my own sprint toward the racetrack and made it there just in time to see Erin and Amy going nose for nose at the halfway point of the race. And Erin indeed showed her prowess as a runner and took the lead in the final stretch. She took home 1st place while Amy could only settle for a disappointing 2nd. During the men's final, the competition was even more fierce. Li Jian and Chris went 1-2 out of the tank, and he stayed in that order during the bike portion. Certainly for Li Jian, saving the best for last paid off, while Chris crossed the finish line looking exhausted.
This event gives more people a chance to try out triathlons. Although this is a miniature version, it still has all the disciplines of an actual triathlon. Opportunities like this will let more people get into the sport.
While all these competitors can tell their friends that they completed a triathlon, but just make sure to leave out the details. Reporting for East West Sports on BON, I'm Howard Penn.
So let's welcome Howard into the studio now. So Howard, great piece on the mini-athon there. Now, I wanted to move on to some related news in the world of cycling, and that is, of course, surrounding Lance Armstrong. So I want to ask you, what is the Chinese reaction been to Lance and the controversy surrounding him.
Well, just to give everyone a quick rundown on the Lance Armstrong situation. So recently, Lance decided not to contest that the United States Doping Agency's charges on him. And the USDA right away issued a lifetime ban on Lance Armstrong and disqualified all his results after August 1998. So while this news appeared in the front page in many Chinese sports portals, and it was received with mixed reactions from Chinese sports fans, while those who don't like him already just hate him more, and at this point they said justice was restored. But those who support him said he should still be remembered as a cancer activist, while he did raise over $500 million for cancer research. What's to note was it was a steroid era for cycling in those years. Lance won the Tour de France. And it didn't necessarily give him a competitive advantage over his competitors, but merely level out the playfield. So, but still, it was mixed reactions from the Chinese sports fans here.